All right, guys, I'm going to bring you some emerging details with this whole Atlas Trading Crew situation. And if you don't know what happened, here's a recap in the top right corner here. Go ahead and check out that video, watch that real quick, and come back to this one so you guys know exactly what's going on. Basically, there was this Atlas Trading Crew on FinTwit or Twitter, and they were doing what's called pump and dump. So they were basically buying a stock, alerting people about it, waiting for it to pump real quick, and then sell off for profit. So in this video, I'm going to get you guys up to date with everything that's going on. We're going to talk about who's been arrested, who's been bailed out, what exactly charges they got, and we're also going to talk about how they actually got caught. This one's pretty interesting. There's a couple candidates here, and then last, we're going to finish off with if there's any other ones out there remaining. So there's also talks that some of the members that were part of this scam are still out there lingering, and will they get caught eventually? So there's a lot to cover in this video. Be sure to watch all the way through here. Let's jump right into the details. So a quick reminder, here's that Atlas Trading Crew. At least most of them in this picture here. We're missing about 1 or 2 members, but this is majority of them. You can see they're on a private jet, enjoying the life, making all this scammed money. This crew is big, man. This is a big deal. They've scammed nearly $100 million worth of money, and in fact, they made the cover of the LA Times. So this is absolutely blowing up. There's speculation that they might even make a movie out of this one day. That's how big of a deal this is. And before I proceed, quick shout out to Fake Pear Bear. A lot of this information I'm pulling from this Twitter account, so I do appreciate your due diligence here, just to give that quick shout out. So out of all those involved, here are the key figures that either have been arrested or is getting indicted, right? Mr. Zack Morris, PJ Matlock, Ultra Calls, Notorious Alerts, Laid Back, Oh Hey Tommy, Hugh Henney, and Dip Deity. Okay, so all these guys got arrested as of earlier this week, and they're currently in custody. Part of this too is that they can't interact with each other, so if they start to lie about something, their lies might not add up, and then the feds will start to catch on to that. And here's some of their arrest records as well. So Tommy Cooperman, right? Gary Deal, who's Notorious Alerts, and then Stefan Hivatin or whatever, this is Laid Back. So here's some of the arrest records just so you can see that this is actually taking place. And then as mentioned before, here's kind of their criteria, right? And the one highlighted down here is no contact with co-defendants. So basically the defendants cannot contact each other. This is huge for the case. So as of recently, John Rybarznik, I think that's how you pronounce it, he is Ultra Calls on Twitter, and as of recently, it does look like he has posted bail of $1 million. So he's one of the ones that has been arrested and posted bail so far. This is the only information I could find out there, but $1 million bail so far. I guess that gives him time to kind of get rid of some tweets and this, that, and the third. Now he has been tweeting recently as well, which is pretty interesting, but if you look through a lot of these members, a lot of them have deleted their Twitters. So you'll start to see all their Twitters being deleted, a lot of their tweets being deleted, which is, I'm sure, was advised from their lawyer, but it also could be implying getting rid of some evidence here. Who really knows? And just showing some examples here, PJ Matlock, he's kind of the co-founder or CEO of Atlas Trading, so kind of the ringleader here. You can see that he actually says out until further notice here on this post in his bio. So it does look like he has reactivated his account. I did personally go and check recently. It was deleted the other day, but it looks like it's reactivated. And then you can see, right, some of them have deleted their accounts as well. Oh, hey, Tommy. Something's going on, man. Something's going on. And you're also starting to see some of these charges pan out as well. So if you recall from the last video, or if you haven't heard yet, Zack Morris, who is one of the ringleaders for this whole operation, he had a lot of properties scattered throughout Texas, and a lot of them are actually looking to get forfeited, right? So here's actually one of them here, which is pretty damn nice, and here's another one as well. So this dude had mansions and everything. It's pretty crazy, but you can see justice is slowly getting served here. Now I want to play this quick video for you. Credit to 100 million from Twitch. This video is with Tommy and Gary. Okay, so they're over at the stock exchange here in New York. Pay attention to what Gary says here. He's getting a little bit fishy about his TD Ameritrade account because it recently got suspended. Quick video here, let's watch it.
Him along to the Big Apple with us.
He works in politics. We brought him along to protect us in case we get into any mischief tonight. He has the political connects to get us out. Yeah. Make sure you tag him, Governor Corey.
Shout out to TD Ameritrade, my glory days, before they kicked me off their platform for dangerous trading activity.
Oh,
him along.
So you can see, right, they already smelled it coming, man. You guys got to realize they knew exactly what they were doing, and I would think Gary by now would start to think like, hey man, they're starting to pick up on this. If TD Ameritrade kicked them off for like no reason, and they just give them unusual trading activity or whatever, come on, man, smell the roses. And here's actually an image here of PJ Matlock himself being arrested outside of his house. First of all, let's take a break here. Look at this damn house behind him here. What the hell, man? That is a damn compound. Good Lord. And you can see him here, right here, getting arrested, hands up in the air. Absolutely crazy. Plot twist. How did these guys get caught, man? There's a lot of theories behind this here. Now, there's one ultimate candidate. His name is Ripster. We're going to dive into details on that. But right now, there's 4 viable candidates, and these candidates were all involved with them at some point. Now, the top rated candidate, Ripster, and again, we'll show the details, but you can see messages with him and PJ Matlock. They were kind of talking, and Ripster was kind of like, you know, questioning the ethics of this, that, and the third. What's also interesting, if you look at Ripster's Twitter feed, it's like business as usual. Like nothing happened right after this event. Now, here's the biggest, juiciest part of this whole thing. Let's take a look at this here. So check this out. SEC awards more than $20 million to Whistleblower. So there was a whistleblower basically. Now, we don't know if it's in relation to this event, but I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty high damn chance because it happened on the day of. So the SEC today announced an award of more than $20 million to a whistleblower who provided information and assistance that significantly contributed to successful enforcement action. Okay, so someone made the bag after doing this, man, and it makes sense. It's $20 million. So this is where it gets pretty interesting here, right? Who are these candidates? Now, there's 4 potential candidates here that were involved with Atlas Trading. Let's talk about each one of them. So here's potential candidate number 1, Ripster47. So this guy I specifically remembered, okay, because I followed this whole group. I specifically remember this guy was involved, but I don't specifically remember him alerting as much, right? At least the pump and dump stocks. So he was more like the educator though. Like if you went in their Discord, he was, I think his name was Ripster and then parentheses educator. So he was in there kind of the more genuine guy. Actually knew what he was talking about when it came to trading. At least if you guys have traded before, you can tell really quickly who knows their stuff. He seemed to be one of them. And if you look, right, just scrolling through his feed, he's business as usual, right? This was 3 hours ago of the making of this video, right? 3 hours ago, he's talking about Cosm, right? Tesla, it's just business as usual. He's not even bringing up the situation. So this is a little fishy. On top of that, SEC reward as well. Now, the other candidate is Incredible Bob here. Now, Incredible Bob is interesting because he hasn't really been talking as much. All this stuff happened on December 12th, and he hasn't talked since December 10th. So his Twitter's been quiet recently. And it's also interesting in this post here back on 9/16, okay? So a little over a year ago when this was all happening. So he says, if you guys follow Ripster, understand he sells heavy into his alerts. He tries to use education to validate himself, but understand he preloads his sales. This is not an Atlas Trading thing, but an individual POS who abuses a platform. Time to call this worthless scum out, right? So Bob is just balling out here, right? He's calling someone out from that group. So that's where it makes him candidate number 2. Let's talk about candidate number 3 here. So candidate number 3 is going to be George Sharp. So George Sharp and Zack Morris, they were basically like really beefing at it. And George Sharp sounds like he has some pull. He's the CEO of a few companies here. And you can see they're beefing just in this example here. So Zack Morris, he says, I also want everything on that George Sharp POS. I'll make an example of him. And George replies by saying, problem was, Ed, that I had everything on you. So these guys are really hammering at it. We're still thinking he's a possible candidate, but Ripster still looks to be number 1 just based on all the criteria we've seen so far. So for the 4th potential candidate, it's going to be Manziel Trades. So I have a little bit more to talk about with this one here. I actually think he was more involved than people think, okay? He actually should be looking to get arrested possibly, but we'll talk more about that. But Manziel Trades is the potential 4th candidate, just more or less because he was involved with Atlas Trading. Again, he was like really involved, right? Ripster and the other guys, they were like part of some of what they were doing, might have been involved with the Discord, right? Just helping people out here or there. But Manziel was actually firing off a lot of these penny stocks as well. So let's talk about more of those details in a bit here. Now, another reason why Ripster serves as the top candidate is what I mentioned before, where he was kind of talking to PJ Matlock and it sounded like he was trying to pull the ethical card here. So you can see CC1, that's going to be potentially Ripster here, and then you have PJ Matlock here. So he says, hey, the patterns is becoming too obvious with Atlas Trading Discord quickly going to become exposed like the stock twits pump bros. So he's basically saying, hey man, you need to calm down a little bit. You guys are like pumping this stuff too much and you're going to get caught up eventually, okay? So Hugh Henney said he posted an idea, 2 minutes later the other one joined, and then he said individual 1, whoever that is, posts a swing idea, 2 minutes later PJ Matlock joins. We can't do it on 95% of the plays. So he's basically saying, hey man, like we can't be doing this all the time. But it's weird how he says we, because it almost seems like he was involved, but he also might have got rewarded as a whistleblower, and that was part of the reward as well, right? Hey, you tell us what's going on here, we'll give you a bunch of money, just, you know, we'll relieve your involvement and things like that. Have to start treating it like we do with the goons. Matlock says, cool, not much of a response there. Sweet combo. They didn't even send it to me. I seriously joined after, but I know how it looks. Yeah, I mean, they got to tone that down a notch, LOL. So it's pretty crazy, right? And you can see it in the details, right? You can feel it out. You can see there's a little bit more passion coming from co-conspirator or possibly Ripster here. A little bit more passionate about, hey, calm down, this looks bad. Matlock's just like kind of brushing it off like, cool, man, sounds good. Well, I'm still doing it, basically. So that is part of why Ripster is a top candidate as well. So I want to jump into this next point here with who else might have been involved here, who else should potentially be arrested here. And I'm going to give you guys the #1 observed candidate right now, and that's going to be Manziel Trades. So Manziel was really tight with this crew, especially Hugh Henney, and they would hang out all the time and they would alert each other and things like that. So he was involved quite a bit. And what's more interesting, if you look at his Twitter stats, you can see that on the day of these arrests, right, the day all this blew out, he deleted 43 tweets, right? You can see it. It's not normal. First of all, he doesn't even delete tweets. And second of all, he deleted like over twice as much as he's ever posted in a day. So he deleted all of his tweets in one freaking day, man. It's a little bit fishy. And here's a post I actually found earlier today, which is pretty interesting. Way back in the day from Laid Back. He's replying to basically everybody after they won a big trade here, right? You got the Will Smith thing going on. And look at this. Look at everybody involved in this trade here who was tagged, right? So you have pretty much everybody, right? You have Gary in here, right? Notorious Alerts. You have Zack Morris, Manziel, right? Hint, hint. Hugh Henney. And then look at this. Ripster, Stock Sniper, Incredible Bob, and then the real AJ, who is also a part of this group as well. But Manziel right now does not look good, man. He looks like he should definitely be a part of this crew. So we'll see where this develops. That's a lot of information right there, guys. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. I hope this kept you up to speed with this whole situation going on here. I will, of course, try to release more details as they emerge. But if you found value in this video, do me a quick favor, guys. Leave me a like and subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss the next video I post. I'll catch you guys in the next one.